Hi traders, welcome to my channel. In this video I will try to analyze market for next week. But before we start, I would like to give you sort of information. Remember, trading with risk management, no one guaranteed profit, always put stop loss and manage your trade. This analysis using wave technique, and also it's free. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon and like.
After all, let's get started. As usual, we start with dollar index. Before we analysis DXY for next week, I would like to show you how powerful wave analysis. As you can see last week, I said DXY will continue bearish for a little more and look for buy setup. As we pay attention to several figures data, after the Fed meeting DXY drop, look at the era, and after, CPI US was down, make dollar index drop, and after that wave bullish. And here's the update. Amazing, isn't it? So what next for DXY? My analysis for DXY is still biased to upside. Try to find buy setup. After correction, little more downside. So, you all guys need to check economics calendar to combine this strategy. And my bias for DXY technically, and will continue bearish little more and look for buy setup. Next we have Euro USD. Last week I said Euro could go little more upside, and I will find sell setup. Euro will break double top and try to find ending diagonal pattern. As we know, last week ECB also raised interest rate. Here's the update. Euro move as I predicted, move upward. So what next for Euro dollar? My analysis for Euro next week is, it will move to downside, completed the ABC correction wave. Next, we have Pound USD. For Pound USD, last week I said it could potentially break upside again and try to find sell setup, and here's the update. As we can see, after break upside, pounds start to fall. So, what next for Pound USD? For Pound USD, next week it will start bearish wave, after little correction, and then I will find sell setup. So yeah, my bias to downside. Next, we have Australian dollar. For Australian dollar, last week I said it will still continue last wave for bullish. After that, find the sell setup, and here's the update. Amazing, isn't it? For those of you who still hold sell position, I suggest move your stop loss to secure your profit. So, what's next for Australian dollar? Next week my analysis for Australian dollar is, it will still continue bearish, after little correction like this. For USD Swiss franc, last week I said Swiss could potentially break the last support and last bearish wave and find the buy setup, and here's the update. Amazing, isn't it? Swiss move as expected, downside, and now start to look for buy setup. So what's next for Swiss franc? My analysis for Swiss franc is bullish, so wait for little more correction and then look for buy setup. It's more worth it. Next we have Canadian dollar. Last week I said Canadian will remain bullish wave, and after that try to look sell setup. Instead Canadian just moved sideways after break upside, and here's the update. For these pair I personally didn't go for trade, cause it didn't give me sell setup. So what next for CAD? Next week I can see Canadian could break upside and start to correct. For USD Japanese yen, last week I said, it could potentially continue last of the last bearish wave and start to rebound. Instead of rebound, it moved sideways. So we just made profit from sell setup and didn't get any buy setup. So what's next for USD Japanese yen? From current level and pattern, I can see yen can potentially move upside. So my bias for yen is toward to upside. For US oil, this is also one of trade of the week for me, as I predicted oil will make bullish wave for correction upside, and here's the update. Crude oil went up as expected, so what next for crude oil? From my analysis it will start to move sideways more to downside. For me I suggest to stay away from this kind of pattern. Next, we have gold USD. Last video I said gold will potentially make ending diagonal. It will go for last bullish and start to drop. Here's the update chart. It went up, as predicted, and start to correct. So next week gold potentially will bias to the downside for wave ABC correction. If we look at the chart, gold start to break the trend line. Next we have Bitcoin. Last week my analysis for Bitcoin was biased to downside, searching for 16,000 level to buy, and here's the big chart. Bitcoin went down as predicted. So what is next for Bitcoin? Next week Bitcoin might continue to downside, searching for 15,000 level to buy again. So, traders, that's my recap for last week and next week wave analysis. The results is amazing. Most of my analysis incorrectly. Alright traders, we are just finished with market analysis for forex and commodities. Always remember, don't jump in tomorrow and using my analysis blindly, cause this is just analysis to see directions for market next week. Use price action to enter the market. Combine with your strategy. Thank you for watching. I will see you next weekly analysis and market opportunities strategy to enter the market during this week. So stay tuned, hit the bell icon so you will be notified.